Welcome to HBRV Lifestyle. They call me the Honey Badger because I give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business. And today I want to do a really quick update video. I don't want to make it super long, so I'm going to try to keep it really short. First things first, I want to thank everyone that reached out to me. There were a ton of you. I was shocked and overwhelmed by the instant messages. I'm used to calling them instant messages, direct messages, emails, etc. A lot of you reached out to me to tell me about your frame failure, frame flex, and construction problems that you guys are having. Now, mainly, and I'm going to estimate, because I don't have the exact number, but I'm going to estimate 80% of you reached out to me and told me you are having problems with Grand Design Solitude and Grand Design Momentum. And so far, it's been 2018 models to 2024 models. Now, what's interesting about that is I have not received any information about anybody having any reflection problems, at least not yet. And here's the thing. A lot of you told me in these emails, in not so many words, please don't share my information. I'm scared that if you point out that A, B, and C, or Jane Doe or John Doe has this coach and this VIN number and this, that they're not going to fix my rig, or that I'm going to have a hard time getting my rig fixed. Let me promise you this. No matter what, your information stays private and confidential with me. Every one of you that reached out, I will never mention your name, where you live, and to be frank, I don't need the VIN number. Some of you guys sent me the VIN number. I don't want the VIN number. All I really need is the make, the model, and the model number. Okay, so Grand Design Solitude 391 is an example. Okay, Jayco North Point 355. That's an example. And then just tell me what the problem is. Was it the frame broke? Was it that the wall separated from the floor? Just give me those details, and I promise you, you're not going to get judged, and you're sure they're not going to have your information exposed, okay? Now, the other 20% were just kind of really scattered like brands. It wasn't anything specifically narrowed down to one or two things. So 8 out of 10 were Grand Design Fifth Wheel Solitude and Momentums, and the rest of them were scattered, like Jayco North Point and Keystone Montana's here and there. I think it's called Keystone Alpenlight or Alpine. I can't remember off the top of my head because I've never really sold them. I had actually 2 people that own Van Lays tell me about it. So, very scattered 20%. So I need more data. So don't be afraid, share the data, okay? The other thing I want to update you on, oh, by the way, one more thing. If you're wondering what I'm going to do with the data, I'm going to take it directly to the manufacturers on a spreadsheet and on a PowerPoint presentation that's going to go over what year is more prevalent, what models are more prevalent, and what the problem is. Because I think information is power, and I think the only way we're going to correct it is if we grab all this information together and share it, okay? Now, I'm not trying to do nefarious deeds or trying to get money or bribe or, God, I heard one guy tell me, you're just going to blackmail people over this. No, this is information because I've been part of this industry for 15 years, and I want to be a part of this industry for the next 30. And the only way we're going to be successful in the fifth wheel market is if we actually get the manufacturers the data, and if they don't do anything about it, then that's on them. That's not on us, the dealers, and that's not on you, the consumer, because we gave them the exact information and analytics. Now, that being said, if you're wondering why I'm kind of jittery and I'm like all spazzed out today, it's because I found out today through people calling me, and then 2 of my sources called me and said, guess what happened? And I go, what? Corporate YouTubers, meaning corporation YouTubers, ones that work for dealers that are in corporations, have finally come out and asked the same thing you've been asking for the last 5 weeks. They're asking for information about frame flex and frame failure. I'm like, And for me, it's like the first thing in my mind was, finally. I mean, I can't do this on my own. Now, I'm very frustrated because this, first of all, I don't have that big of a platform. There are guys that work for corporate dealerships that I call corporate stooges. And I don't mean that in a derogatory term, okay? They're corporate yes men. They should have been ahead of this before me in gathering the information a year ago. See, I didn't really know there was an issue because I don't sell Grand Design. I sell mainly Forest River and used. Most of the time I sell used when it comes to fifth wheels lately. And I have never had anybody that I've directly have sold that's called me and told me they're having a frame problem. While these guys have huge followings, and it's like, did it ever like occur to you to gather the information? But then I thought about it and I backed off for a minute, okay? And I'm like, you know what? That's sticking their neck out a little further than they probably should. Because first of all, when you work for a big, large corporation, if they're listed on the stock exchange, if they have investors, it becomes kind of a gray area of things. Like you have to get your legal department to sign off on it. You have to get the investors, especially if it's a brand you carry and a brand you sell, to be on board to gather information that might be detrimental to the brand and detrimental to the dealership. Okay? Here's a great example, guys, and this is not true. I want to make sure everybody knows this is not true. This is just an example. But Brinkley is building up this huge name. And right now, a lot of dealerships across the United States are depending on the huge amounts of money they're making on Brinkley fifth wheels to keep themselves afloat and keep themselves open. Okay? Now imagine you found out that there may or may not be a problem with the frame on a Brinkley, which so far, guys, there's been no complaints about Brinkley. I want to make sure that's clear because I don't want to hear about that later. Okay? So that being said, do you stick your neck out? Especially if your paycheck depends on a corporation or you are paid large amounts of money for your YouTube channel to be a part of a corporation. So there's money, there's reputation, there's possible damages involved. So I'm at the point right now where it's like, you know what? I'm just going to be grateful they're sticking their neck out. Okay? So there's several of them. If you feel more comfortable sharing the information with them, do it. Because we're all going to have the same goal in mind, okay? But if you want to continue to feed me the information, all my contact information is in the description box below, okay? The next thing I really want to cover is I want to thank every single one of you for helping me get to 10,000 subscribers on the main channel. And you guys also, if you're a fan of the podcast, I'm officially monetized on YouTube with the podcast, and I reached 10,000 downloads on iHeartRadio in the last 60 days with this podcast, or with the podcast. I want to thank you guys for all the support. To me, you guys are the ones making this possible. Okay? I also want to thank 2 YouTubers that are in the RV space that have large followings and been doing this a lot longer than I have as far as the YouTube thing, giving me a shout out. If you guys are watching, thank you so much. I am going to correct you guys on a couple things, but nothing major and nothing nefarious or trying to jab you with anything. Just a slight correction of things. So I'm going to do that slight correction of things on my March 1st update video. And then the last thing I want to cover is it was reached out to me that the propane electric refrigerator is probably not going to be in new RV year models, probably starting year model 2027. Okay. We're already seeing this big movement of residential and 12-volt refrigerators that have already pretty much mostly dominated the market, both in travel trailers, toy haulers, fifth wheels. You still have some brands that'll do the double door propane electric, the single door 6 cubic foot and 8 cubic foot propane electric. But from what I'm understanding is it has been discussed internally that more than likely the deadline is going to be year model 2027, which is probably July, August of 2026. Now, what I will say is that deadline can get pushed, guys, because we don't know what the market's going to bring. We don't know where we're going to be at in the next 2 or 3 years, but their goal is to go eliminate gas or propane from the refrigerator by year model 2027. That's across the board. Okay. I'm going to be very disappointed when it happens because it's still my favorite refrigerator. But in the last 5 years, I have felt more and more comfortable selling the 12 volt and the residential refrigerator because the technology and people woke up with a brain at the manufacturing level and decided to put better solar, bigger charge controllers, and refrigerators that actually run more efficiently inside the units. Not to say nobody has problems. I know people have problems, okay? But the problems have gone down significantly over the last 5 years, okay? But it's still going to be a sad day. That doesn't mean you can't buy a propane electric and replace it if you have one that goes bad. There's Dometic, Norcold. Those places are still going to manufacture them because there's still a market for them. But the manufacturing level of it's probably going to go down once that changeover occurs, okay? And lastly, guys, very last thing, I'm more than likely, I have not made it official yet. I'll make it official by March 1st. But I plan on being at the Portland RV show it's March 7th through the 10th, I believe. I think I'll be there on Saturday evening into Sunday. I will double check and confirm that probably on March 1st. Okay. Till next time, thanks a lot. Have a great night, and thank you all.